Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I'm glad you can join me this morning. It's a beautiful day here in Ballarat, so hopefully you've got lovely weather too where you are. What I'm going to do is just make sure we are going live in the right place, because there's nothing worse than people not being able to find me. So I wanted today to do something a little bit different. My daughter gave me the hint. For the last week, we have been counting down daily to Santa arrives. She's very excited, and today I can tell you it is 37 days to Christmas. Don't panic, I am, but I think we'll all manage. So I thought we would do something that you might be able to do with your family at home, and that's a countdown calendar for Christmas. And this one you can put little treats in, just like the kids love to have a little chocolate or a little toy, a little game, or hair ties or hair pins, you know, nice little clips. And because we're getting Christmassy, I've thrown in my Christmas earrings because it's beginning to look a little bit like Christmas. We are here today. We will be putting up the outside decorations. So I think we'll just turn down to the desk and we'll have a look. We're going to be working on today, it's called the Rustic Christmas Countdown Kit. And so I've not done a kit with you before. I've shown them on my page, but I've not done one because normally I like to create something with you. But I thought this is something we could all use over Christmas. So I'll just turn you down to the desk and we'll get started. Right. Now we'll do our magic. And we're not sitting quite straight. Hopefully that's a bit better. And we'll hopefully be able to see. Is called, as I said, the Rustic Kit. Now, I haven't even opened this. I thought we'd start it all together. So the kits come in, our kits come in these wonderful boxes. And here it is on the back, all the details about it. And they do that so that the front, you could put a nice picture or even stick a card on there, put a ribbon around the edge or tie it with a ribbon, and there's a gift box already done. Or for this one, you might want to store the kit, the Rustic treat kit for next year. So we're going to pull everything out and see what's in it. And I said, this is how your kit comes. So now we've got it out, I'll put the box aside for later because I know I'll be storing mine in the box. We've got some pegs, we have some instructions and things, and they're all stuck together. So you just need to open up your kits. And I don't know how easy this is or hard. I have not seen it. So we've got some, this is an all-inclusive kit. So we've got some little envelopes here. We have two different patterns. They're all this way and that way, so they fit in nicely and don't get creased. So let's try and get them all the right way. So little nice envelopes. And this one's a paler one. And that's actually got the fabric patterned. I didn't realise that one's like a hessian and this one's like a knit, a cabled knit. So we've got those. We've got our pegs. We've got two lots of twine. This one looks like it's a very natural colour. I would say that's a bit of granite grey maybe. And this one's cherry cobbler. We've got some bling, always have to have bling, don't we? So that's some sequins, some nice red sequins. Looks like we've got all our numbers. Oh yes, we've got some gold ones and we've got some on wood. Some are on round logs, some are on pieces of wood. And we have different ones on gold. Now, we have in here, looks like we've got some, they're all cutouts. So these are all cut ready and we're just going to push them out. So we'll go through them as we need them. Oh, and down the back we have some glue dots. On the other side we have, it comes with a piece of cardboard. Now for stamping, if you don't have a stamp mat like I use, one of these that Stampin' Up have, a stamp and pierce mat, you can use this piece of cardboard to help give some support to your stamping. Or I often use these when I'm doing some 3D creations or making little photo albums and things. So don't throw them out, they can be quite useful. So let's get started. What do we have to do? Here's what it's going to look like. And from here I can see it's a repeated pattern. So we have 4 different patterns. And inside are our instructions. Now it's telling us what we need, well, if we do it this way, sorry. It's telling us on this sheet what we need for each different set. So we're going to start with a number 1, and it will then show us how to do number 1 here. Now there's no ink in this one and no stamp set, so it's all provided and there will be no stamping. So we'll just throw our stamp mat over to the side. So our instructions are here. We know what we need. So I'll do one of each design with you, and then I will finish making it up and show it to you on my page. So this one, it tells me, I'll put everything to the side. This one tells me I need number 1, which we're going to make. I need an envelope. Oh, I need 2 different. Well, they are going to be slightly different, so we will make 2. How about that? I need one of these going off this here, and you just gently push them out. It's a bit like when I was a kid, pushing out the paper doll cutouts. So we've got 2 of those. We need numbers. Now we need the log numbers. So I'm just going to grab the numbers. So I'm going to take the first 2, 1 and 5. And we need some more cutouts. We need a bow. So there was a bow in one of these sheets. So we need 2 bows. And we need 2 pegs, by the looks of it. So we've got out what we need according to this. It does say we're going to need some bling. So I'll take that out of the bag and pop that there. And I'm just going to follow the instructions here. So it's telling me I've got to put some glue dots on the back of here. Well, I'm not going to use glue dots because I've got my multi-purpose glue. I'm going to quickly use that. That'll be quicker than doing the glue dots. But if you haven't got glue at home, you can use your glue dots. But I'll save them for another day for something else. And then it says on the back of my number, I need to put a couple of dimensionals. And how are we putting on our ribbon? It's cutting something in half. Now, I just don't know what they're telling me to cut in half. We're going to curl it. Oh, we're cutting a dimensional in half. I can see it there now. And we're going to curl it. I had to have a close look with my glasses off. So let's just grab our 2 bits of ferns. And we'll pop them on. No, wrong side. See, anyone can, should have had a look. we're going this side. So it says to fold this down. I might just get the bone folder and fold that a bit. Now bone folders give you a nice straight line. And we're going to glue this on. Now that's actually going, the glue is only on the circle bit, so the ferns are actually going to help hold down that piece. And I'll do the same for this one. I think it's got the darker colour. So we'll put some glue here. And again, I'm not gluing down the top, I'm only using the ferns to hold the top down. Now on the back of these two, we grab some of our dimensionals, which came in the kit. And it says put 2 on here. Right, so we'll put number 1 on this one and number 5 on this one. Now I'll just pop that out of the road. Now, so I've done my first step. I've glued my greenery on. I've glued my number on, put my number on with dimensionals. Now here it's actually showing you can use a pen or your bone folder to curl your ribbon. So we can make the ribbon curl. I'm going to curl it down so that it looks like a big bow. And I'm actually going to just put 2 little, where the bow end met, I just bent it slightly up. If you can, I don't know if you can see that. There is a slight bend now. So I've curled it slightly on the edges and I just put a little bend on each side here so that it'll sit up, and then I'm just going to curl the bottoms of my ribbon too. And it says get half a dimensional. The other thing you can always use too is your edge bits. So I'm just going to use half an edge bit. And I'm going to pop that on the back here. And that goes on the bottom of our number. And I'll just get the other half of that edge bit for the other one. Cut that ready. So just a little curl. And a little curl. Now that just still looks a bit flat. That's why I thought I would just do, even though it doesn't say that, I'm doing this little bend. And it just gives that little more dimension to it. And I'll take that little piece of dimensional and place that on the back here. And pop it on the bottom of my flower, bottom of my number. And then it says to pop on 6 of these lovely bright bits of bling. And I'll just grab take a pick for that. Might actually use the pointed end. And I'm just going to pop 6 around. So these become the berries in the wreath. It's fairly quick and easy. A lot of our kits are made so that you can get a great looking product, whether it be a card or like this, the countdown wreath, without much stress or worry. All the instructions are there and all that you need is there. And so here we are. We have done 2 of the countdown kits. Now it says that we can, oh actually they've glued, what they've done is they've stuck the peg, this onto the peg and then put it down. I don't want it on the peg because I want to be able to hang it with the peg, but when I'm finished with it, take it off and it'll sit fairly flat. And I can put all the pegs to one side and these to one side. So here you can see they're saying put some glue dots on your peg and put it to your peg and then stick it on. But I think this will work better for me. So there's my first 2. And I'm going to just put my peg on top. Now, because the peg is plain, you could decorate that with some washi tape or a bit of cut a piece of designer series paper, or even just colour it with our Stampin' Blends inks, and that would, you know, give it some colour if that's what you want. Now let's have a look at number 2. Number 2 tells us we need, now these look like they're all going to be the same. I'm just looking at the front here, they do all look exactly the same. So I'm going for my number 2, I'm going to need, I'll just do one of those. I need my glossy number 2. And it says I need a light coloured bag. And we need some holly leaves. Now they must be in this pile of cutouts. And here they are. So here's 2 holly leaves together. Again, just gently push them out. And it's got some berries. And it says we need some dimensionals and some glue. So I'm just going off here. We've got the bag, which we can fold over like shown in the picture. We have the bag. We have the holly and the berries. We have the number 2. We have the glue and the glue and the dimensionals, and I need a peg. So what are they saying to do this time? They're saying, we might follow this one. They're saying to glue it on here. Now that's using the glue dots. But as I said, I will use my multi-purpose glue, and we're just going to glue it on the front of the bag. So we'll do that. And it fits nicely along the curve. Then it suggests we take our leaves, and you can see there's a line along there. By the look of it, I'm going to I'm putting my 2 thumbnails together along the line and just gently pushing and pulling the sides up. So I'm following that line. So now I have that one folded, and I'll quickly do this one. And that way, if it's not a straight line as this isn't, you still can follow that line and get the curve all the way along. And then, to make it look a little bit more real, we're going to curl them, just like the leaves would be. So we're just going to curl the sides. I can get to that one. That might be the way. And then I'm just going to reinforce that side line, that middle line. So I've just done a bit of a curl, and as you can see, they've sort of got now the shape, well, hopefully you can see, the shape that they would have in nature. And then, after I've curled that, it says use a dimensional behind the berries. And you can see exactly where the berries have to go. That dimensional is going to show. I need to push it in a bit further. Hopefully I can get it off and make sure. So that's fairly tight. You need to make sure it's in the centre, or you could cut it slightly down if you needed to. And then I'll just pop them on there so that they sit up. And again, it's saying use some glue dots. Now I'm going to have to use glue dots. I've got some here, so I don't have to open that pack. I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on, and it's suggesting on the bottom here. You could also use your multi-purpose glue. That would work on this. It would just take a little longer to dry. It's probably what I would use. I think I find the multi-purpose glue actually is quite strong once it has dried. And if I was doing this without trying to show you how to do it, I would probably use the multi-purpose glue. Hello, we're frozen again on my screen, so hopefully we're all still okay. I'll just check. I think we're still okay. We're just frozen on my screen. That's happened a lot lately. So I'm sorry I can't see anything going on at the moment, but that's all right. Now it just says fold that down and pop your peg on. There you go. And that's that one done. And then that will hang on the line like so. And in fact, it looks very much like that one. So we have got that. And that's how you know you've got it right. You just look at what's going on. Number 3. Let's have a look at number 3. What do we have to do? We need one of the darker bags, and we'll fold that in half. And it does look like there might be 2 different designs, is it? No, you're putting 2 different pieces together. Okay. So let's have a look what we've got. We need to fold this on along the line with the bone folder. Oh, I've just picked up another dimensional, another bit of bling that was in my road. There we go. I need one of those. I need 2 leaves. It's sort of the fern leaf, isn't it? Now it says we need some, so I hope you can see here. Have I got it in soon? Yes, I have. I've got the envelope. I have some twine. I need another peg. I have 2 fern leaves. I need the number 3, and that's a piece of wood. And I need some bling. So I've gathered all the pieces. I've got my dimensionals, I've got my glue, I've got my bling, I've got a number, I've got 2 lots of leaves, I've got twine, a peg, and my envelope. So now we're going to open up to this page and we'll follow the instructions here. So first thing it says to do with glue dots, and I'll use my glue, is to glue my number 3 across here. So like so. So we'll do that. Bit of glue on the back. There's number 3. Now, it says here, I need to cut 11 inches or 27.94 centimetres. Well, I'm not going to measure 0.94, I'm going to make it 28 centimetres. On my grid paper, I have centimetres down the bottom here and up the sides and across the top. But if you haven't got anything with you, you have centimetres from the start here to 22, or inches going this way. So you can use the side of your instructions, or you can just quickly do it on the grid paper if you've got that, or a ruler. So again, it was 28 centimetres. So I'm going to measure it along here. 28 centimetres. And I have to tie a bow. We'll just put that glue lid on that glue and off the road. Now I'm still not getting anything on my screen. Oh, I think it's come back. But it's way, way behind. So hopefully it'll all work out. Now, I'm just going to tie that. I'm just seeing if I can get this screen back. Yes, I've got it back. Oh, good old Telstra and Optus. Don't they leave us crazy? So there you go. We've just got that tied. Now, I didn't show you. I'm going to show you a way to tie a bow. I'll do it again. I know we all know how to tie bows, but it's learning to tie it neatly. And someone showed me this trick. So I just hold it. It's the side with the bow is a bit shorter than the side I'm going to wrap around. I'm only wrapping behind and straight through. And then as I go through, I'm actually going to pull, and the bow that had the, no, I haven't done it very well. The bow that was on that side has swapped sides. Now I hold the knot and gently, before I pull it tight, gently slide it down. And I haven't done a very good job because it's uneven, so we'll do it again. It's because I was thinking about it. I probably didn't leave enough. I'm doing a messy job here. But don't pull, particularly with twine, your knot tight until you have everything how you want it, because once you've pulled it tight, the twine tends to curl up. So there's our bow, and it says to take, we go up here to, that was step 1, we've got that on. Step 2, it says to take our leaves and put a couple of glue dots and layer them over each other. Now, they've layered the light one over the dark one, so I'm going to follow suit. So I will grab my glue dots. I'll put one there. Maybe one up higher actually. One there. And actually I think what's going to happen is if we do it high enough, that'll be on the peg. And one there. It's stuck to me. And then I'm going to pop these together, but I'm crossing them slightly so they're not perfect on top of each other. And then I'm going to take another glue dot, Do they use a glue dot? No, I think they use it. Again, I've got to have a close look, whatever they use. Yes, a glue dot for my ribbon. I'm going to pop that above there and attach my ribbon. Now, those glue dots are going slightly through, but we'll pop a couple of glue dots onto the peg. And then we're going to pop that on the peg. And then that goes on like so. Don't get caught. And just to make it a bit festive, it's suggesting 5 of these. And then if you've got a glue dot, I've got one there, I can cover that and then it won't be sticky. I'm just going to pop them all over. It's fallen through. There he goes. And one more. Remember, we usually work in odd numbers, so I might pop him over here. Oh, he's just jumped. Pop him over here. So again, we've got another one that's done. Then we're going to do the last one. So we're going to go back to this sheet. Turn it around so I've got it. And we need a light envelope again. And we need our dimensionals and our glue and a peg. We need the number 4. And we need these leaves with the bows and poinsettia. So, again, we've folded our envelope over. So we've got all that's there. It's told us what we need. We now go to this page. And it's telling us we need to glue our number on. And it's suggesting down this corner. So let's do that. So number 4 is there. Now we've got our leaves. It's suggesting that we curl our leaves. So again, you can use a pencil or a bone folder. And again, I'm just going to, leaves often have a line through the middle, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of a line through the middle with a bit of a fold. Nothing perfect, but they've now got a bit more of a natural look. Then it's telling me to put a dimensional there. So I've curled and I've got a dimensional. Now I need to curl my poinsettia. Now I'm actually going to show you something to make your flowers. I like making paper flowers, and just curling it isn't going to be enough. I'm going to take my take-a pick, and I'm when you get your Take-A-Pick, it comes with this end. It has a small ball and a larger ball. I'm going to use the larger ball. And I'm actually just going to gently, because I don't want to damage the gold too much, but just rub in the middle here. And around. So that's pressing down now in the middle. These are pressing up. Now I must admit, I've got a bigger one here that's actually, it's actually a pastry one, or not a pastry, an icing one. And I find it works better because I can get a much more gentler, rounder look. And it's made that quite more natural. And then I'm going to hold it in the middle and I'm pulling up and then down. Now that gold's making it a little bit difficult, but it's still now got a more, it's a bit dipped in the centre, and it's hard to see, but it is dipped in the centre, and then the leaves come up in an arch, the petals. Now it's telling me to pop this on here. Now, is there a way that works? Yes, probably that way, so that you get more leaf. And your centre of the flower actually is above. It's actually on the edge of the flower, as you can see. Now we need some glue dots to put this on. So grab our 2 glue dots for our, I've got my other pick here that's got the point still. That's why I often have 2 picks going at the same, Take-A-Picks going at the same time, so that I can have the 2 different ends. And I'm just going to put this, we'll get rid of this mat, like so. And then that just sits on here. And as you can see, you're using this string for them all to join onto. But what I thought I might do is redo or do another reef one the way they've done it, so that you can see how it's done the way they have suggested. So we'll do that really, really quickly. I'll just do one. So I'll just grab the next number. Now our numbers were using dimensionals. I'll grab a bow. And we'll quickly give that a curl. And that went on with half a dimensional. So I'm actually going to use this, but I might actually be able to do it with just that little tiny bit there, because we don't need much. So that's on my number. Oh, I haven't got my number in the centre, have I? Oh, I've got a puppy dog here wanting to go out. He's not a puppy, he's actually 15 years old. But he'll wait a minute, he'll be fine. Because we're nearly done. Now we'll grab our bling. And came out. Push all that off. We'll quickly throw some bling on. 1, 2. Being a reef, this is quite even so that it looks even. 3. But you could put 5. But they're saying 6, so we'll do 6. Don't jump up there. 2, 3. And we need our peg and our bag. Pop this one aside for a minute. So this one gets folded. And some glue dots. Yes, I know, pup. I'll let you out in 2 seconds. We're just about finished. Yes, I don't know if you can hear, he's talking to me in his little moans and groans. Now, we pop that on here. Pop it on straight might help. And that's how they suggest you do it. So let's get all this out of the road that we don't need. We'll pull our string along and we'll pop some of these along. So that's it. I've got them all in the wrong order. Let's get that one up. We'll start with 1. So you can see I've done it quite flat for number 1. And there's number 2, number 3, number 4, and I won't put the 6 there. I'll put over the 5 there. I'll put the 6 so that you can see the difference. It's sitting up a bit higher, and that's all there is to it. Now, if I was doing this without doing a video, I would be doing all this design first, then this design, then this design, then this design. I'm going to pop you back up. Let's just jump up here. No, I didn't do the switch, did I? Hang on, we better do that first. Oh, it's turned a different way. I don't know why it did that. Now let's just switch you back so that I'm not upside down, because that would be funny. I don't think it'd be a good look. All right, well, hopefully you've seen how that's done. These kits sell in online, in the online exclusive section, and I should have had the price for you. I haven't, I'm sorry. I'm guessing it'll be around the $40 mark, but it's something you can use every Christmas. And these little bags will fit a little, this one here, you could put some hair ties, hair clips, little toy, little chocolate, something that's fairly flat would be better, but it's ideal for that sort of thing. So please feel free to give me a call or send me a message if you want to know anything more about these kits and you want to get your hands on one. All right, I hope you have a good day. I'll be back here next week. I will have this up and available online to see the whole thing, and once I've put it all together after I finish here. So enjoy your day. Get out in this beautiful sunshine. We'll be out there putting up the Christmas lights. That's this week. Next week I think it'll be the Christmas tree because someone's too excited to wait. And we'll be getting really into the festive mood. Take care, have a good week, and I look forward to catching up with you next week. Bye-bye.